ReliefFactor.com studio. I have an announcement to make. Months ago, I was approached to run for governor by Dennis Prager because people ask him to ask me. They know how much I respect Dennis and how influential Dennis has been in my life and my career. And I said, Dennis, thank you for that, but hell no. And I said, I think this state is ungovernable. The Democrats enjoy supermajorities in the Senate, supermajorities in the Assembly. So Republicans even need not show up for work, and they can do whatever damn thing they want. And they have. And Dennis said, I agree with that. I got you. But then more people, and more people, and more people that I respect, including people like Pastor Jack Hibbs of the Calvary Church in Costa Mesa, Lionel Chetwin, the film writer and producer, the one who got nominated for Best Original Adapted Screenplay. Known him for years. Individually, they came to me and said, you've got to do this. And the more I thought about it, and the more egregious Gavin Newsome's behavior was, the man goes to the French Laundry, that expensive, pricey, she restaurant, not just the most expensive, one of the most expensive restaurants in California, one of the most expensive restaurants in the nation, and sits there with the very people that drafted the coronavirus mandates and proceeded to violate them as they sat there, not wearing masks, not engaging in social distancing. It's an outrage. Meanwhile, his own kids continue to enjoy their private in-school education. His own winery was exempted from the coronavirus mandates that shut down so many small businesses. We still have no idea how many bankruptcies there are because the bankruptcy courts are just now opening up. I know that 2/3 of jobs have been restored in other states outside of California on average. In California, it's just half. I've never run for public office before. Let me scratch that. I did run for 5th grade class president against William Moy. I carried 3 out of 4 rows. It was a slaughter. It was a landslide. I don't remember what my agenda was. All I know is I won. Didn't spend a lot of money either. I told you that my dad came out here in 1945 after the war, worked 2 full-time jobs as a janitor, managed to have a stay-at-home wife, my mom, who raised 3 boys, and she did not go to work outside the home until my brother Dennis was in middle school. He did that on a janitor's salary. 2 jobs to be sure, but still a janitor's salary. That is impossible today. The house that he bought is now worth $600,000. And that's because of the high cost of living in California, largely because of the anti-growth, anti-building narrative that has been pushed down the throats by these environmental extremists. Put a house on the market now, you're going to have 10, 15, 20 people bidding for the house. It's ridiculous. Wonderful if you're the owner of the house. Horrible if you're trying to get that starter house if you're a young family. That's why so many young people are leaving. And for the first time last year, California had an out-migration of people. Company after company leaving. At one time, this state was headquartered for all the top oil and gas companies. Well, oil and gas is a 4-letter word here in California. Now, I made very good grades when I was in my public school, Crenshaw High School. And I thought I was a world beater. I thought I was a genius. Until I was bused for 1 semester to a really good public school called Fairfax High. And I realized these teachers were demanding more. They had demanded more ever since these kids were in kindergarten. And they were light years ahead of the average kid in Crenshaw. They were light years ahead of me. For the first time in my life, I got a D. Finally raised it to a B by the end of the semester. But I struggled and struggled and struggled. And the very first day I was there, I came home and I was crying. I told my mom I felt I had been ripped off. I felt I could have been as good as these kids if I had had the same level of education, same level of demand. And she said, I'm sure you could have, and I'm sure you would have. But Larry, your father and I did not have the money to put you in a better school. And my mom started crying. And she said, maybe someday, Larry, you can grow up and do something about it. Well, that someday is here. We have rising crime, ridiculous laws that allow a person to steal up to $950 a day without being a felon, without fearing going to jail. We have an attack on the police, calling the police to pull back. We have incredible homelessness here in California. It is estimated that maybe 1/4 of all the homeless population in America is here in California. And why not? We're not dealing with the underlying problem. We're throwing money after money after money, building homes and attracting other people who get free homes without dealing with the underlying problem. Some of these people are schizophrenic, who are a danger to themselves and others. They need to be literally picked off the streets and held. Others need to be treated. And then when they are treated and become self-sufficient, where are they going to go? We have no cheap apartments, no low-cost housing, all because of these environmental regulations that discourage builders and developers from supplying more homes. And maybe, just maybe, I can do something about that. So I am hereby announcing that I am running for governor of California in this recall election to be held on September 14. If you want to help, please go to my website, electelder.com. That's electelder.com. I cannot do it without a great deal of money because my opponent, Gavin Newsome, has no spending limits. I do. He doesn't. The top maximum individual contribution is $34,200. I doubt that very many people have that. I know I don't. But collectively, $25 here, $50 here, $100 here, $500 here, we might be able to put together a decent war chest. So with the advertising and with appearances up and down the state on television and radio, maybe, just maybe, we can scare this guy. And maybe, just maybe, we can remove this guy and I could be the person to succeed him. But the target is Gavin Newsome. Unless he's recalled, the rest of it doesn't matter. 50% plus one vote must recall him, and then the person that gets the highest number of votes to replace him becomes governor, and I hope that's me.